I should buy a sketchbook again.
We have a sketchbook.
Another one?
Well, mine. Oh, that is mine.
Yeah. Do you mind me using it?
Yeah, use it up.
Okay, that's not how I phrased it, but okay.
Okay. All right. You ready to play some D&D for the first time ever?
Yeah.
Got our character sheets. You got a drink.
I have to.
Phone's put away.
It's upstairs plugged in.
Even better.
It's not
All right.
even down.
So, we'll just jump straight in. What's your character name?
Cece.
Cece, the level 1 druid?
Yes. Do I have to say any more about it?
Maybe. So, you were hired by a nearby town to investigate why nobody has been returning from a nearby monastery and why no monks have come from the nearby monastery to town in a few days. You found your way to the monastery pretty easily. Went inside. Everything seemed normal. When you confronted, or when you went to one of the monks to ask them questions, you were attacked from behind and knocked out. Now you've come to an indeterminate time later in one of these little rooms here.
Like a cell?
Kind of, yeah. So as you come to, you see that it's a small confined space, about 5 feet by 5 feet. Just barely enough room for you to, maneuver around. As a half-elf, you're fairly tall. You have to stoop your head a little bit. The walls of it are made of wood, and then the door in front of you is made of wood as well. There are little slats at about eye level in it you can see through.
Okay.
You can hear sounds coming from, we'll say you're in this one right here. From down the hall, you can hear the distinctive sound of dice being rolled and what sounds like two distinct voices laughing and talking. Their speech sounds a little slurred.
Okay.
The sort of the main area that all of these rooms share, you have dark vision, so it's dimly illuminated by a torchlight.
Okay.
All right. What do you do?
So I would look out the slats to see if I see any keys.
Okay. Give me a perception check. So that means you're going to grab a d20. It's one of these guys. Make sure these are cheap dice, so some of the numbers have rubbed off. This one looks like it's good. So give that a roll. Nice. 19 plus...
My proficiency?
Are you proficient in perception?
No.
No? Okay. Let me see your sheet just for a second. I'm going to be referring to it a lot because I don't have... So... Perception is also going to use your wisdom. So it's 19 plus your wisdom modifier.
The 3?
Yep. So 22. Alright. You are 100% sure that there are no keys. But you do hear rustling in the little confined space next to you.
I would ask the next room, like, who's there? Is there anyone in there?
Okay. You're just gonna just say it out. You hear a shh, somebody shushing you next over, and then the door to this, to the adjoining room where you hear this game of dice being played. The sound stops, and then the door creaks open. Somebody shouts, "Quiet!" And then the door closes a little bit again. The person who shushed you, you see from a split in the wall between your cells, he can just barely fit a finger through, and he's gesturing you to come close. I assume you're gonna get down to drop your ear down to the...
Stab my ear.
What?
I said he's gonna stab my ear if I do that.
He might. You never know. This is D&D. Anything's possible.
So I lean closer and I'm like, where are we?
It says we're in the undercraft of the temple. What are you doing down here?
I was sent to investigate what happened to all the people that went missing.
Well, I guess you have your answer. We're the only two left down here, though. Every couple hours they come and take somebody away.
Where do they take them?
I don't know. I've been down here for, I think, a day now. Hi, Luna. Luna's worried about you. He says, I've got an idea.
What's that?
I'm a blacksmith in the town near here, and I can tell that the doors on these definitely aren't made to be jail cells. I think a sufficiently motivated person might be able to break their way out.
By pushing the door?
Yeah, give it a good shoulder. The only problem is, I get the feeling those guys rolling their dice aren't going to appreciate that so much.
I'll give it a try.
I like your spirit. So, here's what I'm thinking. If you can get your door, give it a good shoulder, pop whatever lock or whatever's holding the shut off, and then close your door again. When they come in to investigate, maybe you can hit them with your door or something. We can get an element of surprise off on them. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Alright. So if you want to try shoulder this rickety door down, give me a strength check. Yep. Nice. And then you add your strength modifier.
+2.
Yep. So 16. Yeah, you have no problem. You give it a firm shove, and you can feel the door give out, and then you hear something clatter to the floor. As soon as this happens, the door down the hall flings open, and you can hear footsteps approaching you. When the footsteps stop in front of your door, you can smell the very distinct smell of drunken breath. And the person on the other side slurs as they speak to you. They say, "What are you doing?"
And then So if they're drunk, then I just grab the door, the part that fell off, and surprise them,
Okay,
hitting them over the head.
Fling the door open and hit them with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that means you're gonna roll initiative.
12.
12 plus dexterity.
1.
Okay, so 13. I need to jot that down. I don't have paper. here. All right. And then I need one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so because he's inebriated and he was certainly not expecting that, you get a surprise round, which means you're going to get to act, and then we're going to start at the top of initiative. So it's like you get like a free round.
Oh, okay.
So what would you like to do? In initiative, there are 3 things that you can do on your turn. You can take an action, or there's 3 things you get to do. Excuse me. You can take an action, which can be, you can cast a spell, make an attack. You can do something with like an object. Anything you can think of, really. You just let me know what you want to do, and then I let you know if that's something that can be done in a single action. You can take a bonus action, which is things that are, well, I guess it's kind of what it sounds like. Bonus action is mostly like features of your class. Like as a level 2 druid, you'd be able to shapeshift into an animal as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I like to be a little more pliable with what I let you do as a bonus action. So if you wanted to make a skill check of some kind, I'd probably let you do that. And then the third thing is move. On every turn, you can move up to your speed of 30 feet. Though if you move like past an enemy, like if you're within 5 feet of an enemy and you move past them, then they get to take a free attack on you.
Okay.
Sometimes it's worth it just to get out of a situation. Or you can, as an action, disengage, which means you move. Essentially, you can move away without receiving this attack of opportunity. It's called. Confused?
I don't think so.
Okay. It can be a little confusing until you've done it a few times, or in my case, you've done it a lot. So, what do you want to do to this guy? I should note that you don't have your weapon on you. They took that off you and they knocked you out. Well, Luna's outraged.
Okay. So can I attempt to do Thunderwave?
You could. Now you can only cast 2 spells, so. Oh, hello. If you want, you can. Just keep in mind that that's half of your spells for the day.
Okay.
So
but I surprised the guy, so he's like on the ground.
He's not on the ground, he's more confused. So what's going to happen is you get to make this action, and then since you're first in initiative, you're also going to get to act again right after.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thunderwave?
Thunderwave.
Okay. Alright, read off the spell for me out of the book.
Do you want the range too? Or just the
I'm not
description?
so worried about the range at the moment.
Okay. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Okay.
Do you want the little... In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom, audible out to 300 feet.
Okay. So something I will point out is that if you use that, it'll make that loud boom. So you might draw unwanted attention.
Okay. And I don't know how many people are there.
Right. And your new friend is within range of that as well. You can still do it. That's the magic of D&D. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of bonus actions, casting Shillelagh is a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted to cast Shillelagh, well, I guess you don't have a weapon on you.
And that one's just if I have a weapon. But if I have my shield on me, or is that...
You don't have your shield either. You can use your fists. I don't think you can make your fist into a Shillelagh weapon. You could punch it if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Roll a d20, and you can add your strength.
Is that a 6?
Yep, a 6. Let's get the little dot. 6 plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a hit. So roll a 1d4. You managed to... Oh, one of the pyramids.
Oh.
2. Okay.
How do you tell it to do?
It is.
Oh.
You read the one at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. Alright, so you hit him with this door, and then he's sort of stunned for a second, and then you clock him right in the face. Alright, and now it's your turn again, because you have the highest initiative.
So I could, like, punch him again?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah.
same as before.
Yes.
Yep. It's another hit. So same as before. Nice. Okay. So you hit him with the left, and then you hit him with the right, and he goes down.
Okay.
Alright. The room is deathly silent. Listen out. Doesn't seem to have attracted anybody's attention. And then when a moment has passed, all you can hear is like a deep breathing sound coming from this person on the ground. It seems you've knocked them out cold.
Okay.
And then your new friend whispers, "All right, now get me out of here."
Okay, so I try the door to see if they just left it. Well, that doesn't make sense.
What are you gonna do?
I try the door handle just to make sure it's not just locked from one side.
The one here or the one to your new friend?
My new friend.
Oh, yeah. You can see that it is a... it's got like a wooden handle on this wooden door, and then sort of jammed between it and the wall is a chunk of metal. So you can just pull that out, and then the door opens.
Yeah, okay.
Standing in front of you is an elderly man, kind of larger, stockier, long gray hair. He says, "Oh, thanks." As he points to the guy on the ground, "Did you kill him?"
No? He's just out cold.
Huh. I think we might have to kill him.
Why?
I can't imagine he's the only person in here. Unless you've got an alternative.
We could try and sneak out.
What are we going to do about Sleeping Beauty?
Could lock him in a room.
Alright. If we can find a room, otherwise we're going to have to kill him. I'm Braun, by the way. He holds his hand out.
I'm Cece.
Nice to meet you. I think there's through that door there. He points to right here. I think that's where they've been keeping the stuff they take off the people they bring in.
Okay. Let's lock him up first and then check that out.
Okay. Did you want to lock him in one of these cells or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because couldn't we just do...
Yeah, you can just jam him in there. Alright, so you drag his unconscious body in there, and you, much as he had you guys sealed in, you lock him in. You can see that the doors on the other 4 cells are open, unoccupied. At the very end of the hall is a sturdier looking wooden door. This one is closed, but it's not jammed with any metal.
Is that the one where he said the treasure was?
Yep.
So we try looking in there.
Okay. And you try the handle and it swings open. There is a chest, like a closed trunk chest, that has a collection of about a half dozen weapons in it. You spot yours immediately. You recognize yours from the carved runes on your wooden quarterstaff, and you pick it up. All right. Where do you go from here? The only way out of this little area you're in is through that door that he came through.
I'll sneak up to the door and listen to see if I hear any other people.
Okay. And then just for reference purposes, Bron has also armed himself with a sword out of that little treasure box. Give me a stealth check then, if you're going to listen at the door.
How do I do that?
It's going to be one of these is stealth.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually have proficiency in it. Okay, so roll a d20. Oh, I took your d20. And then you get to add your 3 to it.
Okay, is that a 6?
Yep.
Okay. So 9.
So you listen at this door that's cracked open. You kind of lean against it, and then it swings open while you're leaning against it, and you fall to the ground into a completely empty room. You can see that there is another door right across from this one. And in one of the corners is a table. And 2 chairs have been pulled up to it. On top of the table is a set of hand-carved bone dice. And 2 completely empty tankards that had recently contained some kind of ale.
So can I sneak up to the other door and
Yep.
see?
Give me another stealth check.
5.
Okay. Same as before. You crack the door. You try to listen at it, and again, you push it open and you fall. This time into a unlit hallway, running north and south. This being north, this being south. I guess it's upside down for you. But because you are a half-elf, you have dark vision. So you can see, though it's in grayscale, at the very end of the hallway is another door to the north, and then set into the southern wall is yet another door.
think I'll sneak to the south door.
Okay. You come up to the south door, and you can very clearly hear the sound of arguments, or of an argument, or a discussion of some kind.
Is it possible to, like, open the door anymore to hear more?
Yeah, give me another stealth check. Okay, yeah, you have much more success this time. Third time's the charm. You crack the door, stick your elf ear up to it, and you hear the sound of a very gruff man berating somebody, saying that the boss said no one's allowed to leave until they find what they came here to find. And him and his friend were supposed to be down here searching for a way to get into the archives, since they got blocked off. And then he kind of just the conversation ends, and then he turns and he heads up a set of stairs. You can actually see into the room. It is a very plain stone room. In the very center is a column, and then rising around it is a spiral staircase leading upward. It was a terrible circle. And you can see a light is shining down, illuminating the landing. The person who was just berated doesn't seem happy with what he's just been told, so he turns and he storms off this way. And you can see into the northeast and southeast walls are two doors, as well as along the south center wall is a door, and in the west center is a door. You watch the person walk through this door, and then he slams it angrily behind him.
Okay. So I would want to sneak to the northwest door.
Okay, the far west door?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna sneak.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check. Nice. And Braun follows behind you. Silent. Yeah, you get there, and it is what looks like a solid wooden door, a very thick oak. And in it says the Hall of History, or a plaque on the door reads the Hall of History.
Okay. Should we take a look around?
He says, "Lead on. Keep your eyes peeled for anything that can give us an advantage. There's only two of us. I don't really like those odds."
So I would just try the door.
Okay. Yep, the door swings open. And you can see, with your dark vision, there are torch sconces set in the walls at about halfway, though they've been snuffed out. And then about 15 feet in front of you, where it looks like the room opens up, is a solid iron portcullis that has been dropped down.
Okay. Should we see if we can open that?
I don't know, it looks pretty heavy. I guess it can't hurt. Check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. What in particular are you looking for with it?
To see if we can find, like, that missing stuff they're looking for.
Okay.
So we can get an advantage.
But specifically regarding this gate that's blocking you, what are you going to look for?
To see if there's a switch
Okay.
for it.
In that case, give me a perception check. Nope, the d20. Which is...
I don't have that.
Okay, so 12 plus your wisdom.
3?
Yeah, 13. Yeah, you can't see any mechanism, at least in the where you can see. You can just barely kind of crane around and look into the room this leads or opens up into. You can't see anything there, but you do see some doors set into the north wall, kind of the center of it, the far west wall, and then set into the south wall. Nothing that indicates a switch, though.
Can we try lifting it?
Yeah, this is D&D. You can do whatever you want. Give me a strength check.
Okay.
Ooh. What is that? 4?
Yeah.
It doesn't move even a millimeter.
What if I ask Braun to?
Help you out?
Yeah.
He sort of flexes his arms, or stretches his arms, and he says, "I think we might be able to do something here. So I'm gonna have you make another strength check, and he's also gonna make one. Nice.
17.
Plus 2.
19.
He also rolled well, so he, takes a wide stance. He gets down to the lowest horizontal bar along with you. You give it a heave, and it moves maybe an inch, and it slams back down, and then Braun falls to the ground and clutches his back. Says, I think I'm a little past my prime adventurer years. 40 years ago, I would have had that up no problem. Well, there's got to be another way in, right? They're not going to make something that they can get locked out of. Maybe there's a survivor or something around here hiding. We can ask.
Okay. So we go back to this room.
Okay.
And let's try this far door.
Okay. So you just walk over there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a plain wooden door. Open it, no problem. You come out into a hallway. This one is illuminated by torchlight, and you can see on the far east wall, or where it ends, the passage turns and continues south.
Okay. So let's kind of sneak to the corner.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Braun's like the wind. Okay. So that is 8. That's still a pretty decent stealth check. I've seen worse. So you get to the corner, you peer around. As you do so, you see a figure clad in the same crimson robes as the person you knocked out exit through this door. He was back this way. Comes out, and then he turns and he goes further south, and he turns and goes west out into that main chamber. And you can actually hear footsteps as you listen, where he crosses across it, And he goes back to that little area with the table and the tankards.
Okay. I heard him go that way, so I will sneak over to this door.
Okay. When you get, like, from your vantage point, you could also see that there is a door set there, and then once you round the corner, you can see right across from that is another door.
Okay. I'm gonna check out what this little room is.
Okay. You push open the door, and it is full of, along the north wall are shelves of ingots of different types of metal. And then heaped along the south wall and really all over the floor are pieces of scrap metal.
So, like, leftover armor?
There's, like, you can see, like, broken swords and armor and, like, farming implements and just chunks of metal.
Oh, so kind of like a junk room.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. So I'll go back out and check that door.
Okay. You come into another dark room. Again, you can see along the east wall is an unlit blacksmith forge and an anvil. And then along the north wall is a workbench that has blacksmith implements. And tucked away in the corner right by the door is a pile of coal.
So I could ask my new friend, if that's where he was working before he got...
He says, "Oh, no, I didn't. I don't work here. I just came to the temple. I'm bringing my wares to a distant city. Well, it was going to be tomorrow. I have no idea how long ago tomorrow was. But this isn't my setup."
Okay. So we'll go back and we'll check out this hallway.
Okay. Yeah, so you come out into this hallway, and when you get about halfway down it, the masonry stops, and it looks like it opens up into a sort of a natural cave or a cavern situation. And you can hear the slight babbling of a stream, of an underground stream.
Is that what that is?
Yep, so you round the corner here. And you can see this is additionally this hallway, and then into the cavern is illuminated by torchlight. So you can see like the glistening of a stream. And from where you're standing, you can also see there is a shelf built into the stone wall.
Okay.
Like actually carved into the stone.
I want to go investigate the shelf.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Technically, that's not what investigation is, I guess.
Okay.
But I like to use them kind of interchangeably. Otherwise, I'm just having you make perception checks all the time. Talk just a little bit louder. Okay. It looks like it's full of things you would traditionally use when like doing laundry, like soaps and such. And then you can see along the wall of this cavern, there is a large metal contraption sort of hanging over the stream, and there's a water wheel attached to it that the stream is spinning.
Oh, so it's like a laundry room?
I would say that's a fair assumption.
Okay. So I will go back the other way
Okay.
and say to my friend, maybe we'll check this out later as an escape route or something.
Okay.
Then go to that door.
Okay, so you come out through here, and then when you come down to the southwestern corridor here, you see another door.
Let's check this room out real quick.
Okay. Pop it open, and there are, along the west wall, is a rack of barrels tipped on their sides, stacked up in, like a pyramid shape. And then along the north wall, our barrels have been leaned against it. One of the ones that's stacked up on its side has a spigot sticking out of it.
Let's see what's in these barrels.
Okay. Give me an insight check. Nice. What is that?
+5.
Damn. Alright, 23. Yeah, you instantly recognize it as a barrel of ale. Typically, monasteries, because it can be a little boring being a monk, like to brew beer, and you think you may have come across where they store it.
Oh, nice.
There's a fresh puddle underneath one of the spigots, and you think it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that it probably has a connection to the drunk person that you encountered.
Okay. Let's see what else we can find in here.
In the room?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a perception check. Ooh. You, while you're searching for stuff, it was a 2, right?
Yeah.
Well, 2 plus whatever it is. While you're searching for stuff, you think you see there's a sack in the corner by where the edge of these barrels are, and you see something like glinting. But when you go to grab it, you bump the stack of barrels, and that causes the frame that's holding them in place to give way, and they roll and crush it.
Ooh.
Whatever was in there. You hear the tinkling of breaking glass. And then you also hear actually, no, that's all you hear.
Well, darn it.
Braun is just standing, looking at you with his hands up, like gripping the side of his head, his hair pulled up, and he just shakes his head. And then gives you a silent shh.
I'll walk closer to Braun and see what he thinks we should do next.
He says, well, in any other circumstance, I would say we should probably have some of this ale. But I don't think there's much in here for us.
Okay, let's go explore the south side of the building.
Okay. As you open this door, you come out in the hallway, this door opens, and you're face to face with that crimson robe-clad person. You both see each other at the same time, and we'll roll initiative. You don't get to see that. I'm actually going to re-roll it. Oh, okay. So what's your initiative?
Do I have more to that?
Where's your dexterity? Oh. So you could actually write 1 in here if you want, just for quick reference. So anytime I say roll initiative, roll a d20 and then add that number to it.
Oh,
So 7 plus 1.
8.
And then roll brawn. Okay. Alright. Did you get 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Braun's gonna go first.
Okay.
All pretense of subtlety has been knocked aside. So he's actually going to charge this person. He's going to throw his full weight into him and try and push him out into the room so you guys have a little more room to maneuver.
Okay.
So. Let's see if he pulls this off. Oh, yeah. So, you get the impression that this is not Braun's first time facing a situation like this. He charges forward and he bowls the person over, and they both go spilling out into the next room. This robed person is lying on the floor right here, and Braun is standing on this side of him.
Okay.
And that's all Braun's gonna do. So it is your turn.
So
So you're right here.
also run out after.
Okay, so
Is the guy unconscious or just knocked on the floor?
he's just knocked prone. So, yeah. And then you can move. This is where it's kind of tricky. You can move diagonally. You can't move through him.
Okay.
But I would say, since he's knocked prone, it's probably fair to say if you wanted, you could skirt around him.
Okay. So I'll move to this area.
Okay, right there?
Yeah.
In the corner? Alright.
And then, what's my weapon called? Hit him with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Were you going to use Shillelagh? Okay. What does Shillelagh do? I'm pretty sure you can use it as a bonus action.
Okay, the wood of a club or quarterstaff you're holding is imbued with nature's power. For the duration, you can use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls of melee attacks using that weapon, and the weapon's damage die becomes a D8.
Damn.
The weapon also becomes magical if it isn't already. The spell ends if you cast it again or if you let go of the weapon.
Okay. What is the duration on that?
1 minute.
Okay. Right. And you can do it as a bonus action, I believe, does it say?
Yeah, one bonus action.
Alright, so you use your bonus action to cast that. You want to whack him with it? Sassy bitch?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means roll this. Roll a d20. And then you're going to add... While Shillelagh's active, you get to add that number.
This.
Yep.
Proficiency bonus plus wisdom modifier.
Okay.
So that's 2 plus 5?
2 plus
Or this.
the base
Oh.
one. Yep.
The 3?
Yep.
So 5.
Okay.
5 to that.
Yeah, that is definitely a hit.
Okay.
18. So then now you roll a d8. Should be one of these. And you add 5 to that as well. Alright.
So 10.
So, yeah, you kind of skirt past him, and then you grab your staff, grip it extra tight for a second, and it glows a little bit, and bring it down on his prone head, and you splatter it like a watermelon.
Did I kill him?
It turns out that they're totally useless without their head.
Like most things?
Yeah. Yeah, he's dead.
Oops.
All right. Good job. Braun
Okay.
says to you.
Let's check out the rest of this place.
All right. You can search his body as well.
Oh, yeah, let's do that first.
Okay. So you dig through his pockets. and you find a. You go through one. Bron goes through the other. Bron finds a dagger, compares it against his sword, and then he throws the dagger aside. And then he finds a coin purse, and he tosses it to you. He says, "You did all the heavy lifting. I just knocked him over."
Okay. So can I open it and see how much is in there?
Yep. There are 12 silver pieces.
Do I add that on here?
Yep. I would write it on this one, and then when we're done, update your character sheet.
Am I supposed to be taking more notes?
It's up to you. Whatever you deem worth knowing. None of it.
I'm bad at remembering stuff.
Okay. So where to next?
Let's go to that south
Okay.
door.
So you fling that door open, and this one is also illuminated by torchlight. Though, give me an insight check.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't think anything of it.
Okay.
Okay. You can see that there's a corridor that runs south for about 25 feet, and at the midpoint splits with paths running east and west.
Okay. So I walk slowly to the middle.
Okay. From the middle, you can see. Oh, I should have mentioned this before. On the very south wall, at the end of the corridor, is a door. From the middle intersection where these paths meet, excuse me, you can see there are 4 doors. Set into each sort of quadrant of this crossway.
Okay.
And then additionally, on the far west and east doors are walls. Or obviously
Other way.
walls, doors.
Okay. Let's check out the east side first.
Okay. There is a placard on it that reads Hall of Instruction.
Hall of Instruction. So I'll try the door.
Okay. Oh, and then just for reference purpose, I don't know if you wanted to write it down. This is the Hall of Histories that West Wing was.
Hall of Histories.
Yep.
In the west.
Yep.
And what was this one?
Which one? What was?
That we just.
Oh,
opening now.
this room that you're entering into has a placard that reads Hall of Instruction. When you walk in, you can see that it is about 25 feet long and only 15 feet wide. At the very back, where the walls curve together, is a raised up stone dais.
What's a dais?
It's just like a raised stone slab, kind of like a stage.
Oh, okay.
That takes up the back 5 feet of it.
And it's just a stage. There's nothing behind it.
Right. It's not really a stage so much as it is. It's just like a raised stone. Yep. And then in the center of it are stairs that lead up. On the stone dais is a wooden desk. Hanging from behind the desk is a chalkboard with diagram or something of some sort written on it. The room itself is lined with rows of seats.
Interesting. Let's see what's written on the chalkboard.
Okay, so you make your way up there, take a look at it. Give me a... Well, what are you looking to find out about this?
Just to see what it is, even.
Okay. Try to identify
What's on it, yeah.
Okay. In that case, give me just an intelligence check. So just a d20 plus your intelligence. You're more of a forest person, outdoorsy person, than you are about book learning. So you have no idea.
Can I ask my friend what
Yeah.
he knows about it?
Bron says, looks like, I don't know, you're familiar with schematics, clockwork?
Not really.
Says, do you know where you are right now?
No.
Other than a temple. You're in a monastery dedicated to Gond. G-O-N-D. Who is... I won't make you make a check for this because he's part of just the standard pantheon. He is a god of order and of machinery and things like that. He says, yeah, the monks and artificer, I think I said that right, artificers of this monastery are, well, they're well known around these parts for coming up with amazing inventions. More often than not, they're not really that useful. They're more clever. That must be what this is. And he just points at the diagram.
Oh. Well, that is neat. Do you think we'd need it for anything later?
He says, well, I don't know what it means. This isn't really my area.
Can we take it with us?
If you wanted to spend some time, you could probably sketch like a very, very rough facsimile of it. But you don't know enough about schematics to know that, you're going to catch all the details.
Okay. So let's skip that then. I'm just trying to remember what it looks like.
Okay. It looks like you're looking at a starry night sky, except all of the stars seem to be interlinked with, like, teeth. Like... And there are numbers and letters mixed together, which is ridiculous because, you can't add letters together.
What if there's an equation?
Does your character know what an equation is?
Do astronomers know equations?
I forgot you were an astronomer. I'm going to let you make another intelligence check just to see if you or make an insight check to see if you're picking up on
Anything?
Definitely not.
Nope. So obviously I didn't study enough.
Yeah. So you're like copying all this down, and you're like, "This is why I study the sky. This is stupid. You can't add numbers and letters together." All right.
All right. Let's... Can we, check the seats as we walk out to see if there's anything that fell behind them?
Yeah. Give me a perception check. What'd you get?
16. And then do I add? What do I add?
16 plus... It has in parentheses the one that you want. What is it? So, wisdom? You see it?
It's a perception. Oh, okay. Yeah, wisdom.
Okay.
So +3.
Yep.
19.
All right. So you find a crumpled up note behind one of the seats.
I wonder what this is.
You unfold it, and it says in crude handwriting, "High Artificer Gubbins sucks."
This must be nothing important.
Okay.
So can I just throw it back on the ground?
If you want.
Okay.
It's D&D.
So let's check this.
Okay. So you come back out into the hallway, and the room immediately to your south.
Yes.
Okay. So you come into it, and it has, along the walls, or along one wall, is a bench that is covered in very intricate looking pieces of metal. And affixed to the desk is a lens on an adjustable arm.
Like a telescope?
More like the inverse of a telescope, like a magnifying glass.
Oh, like an.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like if you need to make something really small look larger, that, and then next to it is a set of delicate looking tweezers. The magnifying glass is overlooking a intricate piece of machinery.
Let's check this out.
Okay. What are you looking for in specifics?
I just want to look closer at what the magnifying glass is over already.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
11.
Okay. -1.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking at this thing that it's overlooking. It is normally about fist size. It's just a ball of clockwork parts. In the very center of it is a little like crank. You turn the crank for a second, and then until it's unable to be turned, and then when you let it go, this ball spins in place.
What do you think it's used for?
He says, well, knowing what the monks get up to here, it's either the most brilliant thing that's ever been done, and it's going to change the way we live, or it's worthless nonsense.
Can I take it with me?
You think it's probably too delicate. It doesn't really look like it's finished.
Okay. So I'll just leave that there.
Okay. And then along the eastern wall, pinned to a corkboard on the wall, is a blue piece of paper with white tracings on it that look like they are similar in nature to the thing in that hall of instruction you were in, or the same type of diagram.
Oh, okay. Can I examine it?
Yeah. What do you want to determine?
If it's more nonsense like the last room.
Give me a perception check.
Which one is? Oh, so 15.
Okay. You are 100% certain that this is more of that nonsense. It's a completely different looking diagram. but it's more of the same concept.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else we can look at in this room? Or are those the only two spots?
That is the only this workbench and then that corkboard are the only two things in this room. You do take note that the chair is tipped over, as if this room was left in a hurry.
Okay. Let's check this one across the hall.
Okay, so you open the door. You go into the room across the hall. Same setup. Along the far north wall is a workbench. Oops. And then set into the eastern wall is a corkboard with a different diagram. That same blue paper and white tracings.
So they must have a lot of people working on this.
Could be. Give me an insight check.
Why can't I remember insight? Is that just my wisdom?
No, is it this one? I can't read it from there.
Oh, there. Oh, +5.
Damn. So 22. You are pretty sure that this is... there doesn't seem to be any correlation between any of the diagrams that you've seen. This one looks completely different. This one looks like it's a upside down pyramid. And then indeed sitting on the workbench is an upside down pyramid, and then at the 4 points it's held up by little iron pegs.
I wonder what they're working on in here. Doesn't seem to make any sense.
It says, I don't know. It's beyond me.
Well, let's check the next room.
Okay. Which one?
This one?
Okay, so you go back to the intersection and then you head south. This one opens up into a larger room, a slightly larger room. This one has one corner is taken up by an entire, like a corner desk, 15 on one side and 10 feet on one side and 10 feet on another. This one is covered in what looks like three of those workstations. And along the eastern wall again are a bunch of smaller blueprints set into a larger corkboard.
Investigate the drawings.
Okay. Give me. What are you trying to determine on these drawings?
I don't know.
You just want to check them out?
Yeah.
Give me an insight check.
Why am I blind? Okay, 13.
Okay. You can see with these ones, must be a larger project. The diagrams are numbered, 1, 2, and 3, and you can see on one of them, on number 2, it's got where it looks like whatever's diagrammed on number 1 and number 3 are supposed to fit into it. So this looks like it's a larger process or a larger project.
I wonder what they're trying to do here. Let's check out this next room.
Okay, so you come back out to the intersection. This time you go further west into the southern room. Much as the first two like this you explored, it's got a bench with a magnifying glass, nothing on it It's just completely clean, and there is no blueprint on its corkboard.
They must have finished whatever they were doing in this one. Let's go to this one.
Okay, you come into this one, and it has been ransacked. The table's been flipped over. This magnifying glass has been, that's connected to the table, is shattered on the ground. The blueprint is hanging from the wall, but the floor is strewn with these little clockwork pieces, these little pieces of intricate metal.
So it must have been really important what they were working on in this one.
Braun just shrugs.
Can we investigate the blueprint?
Yeah. Give me an intelligence check.
5. Is that the right one? Or that?
That's -1. Or hold on. Oh, no, that's for saving throws. We're doing a check, so yeah.
What is saving throws again?
If there is, you'll know when we get to it.
Okay.
It's more oriented towards spells or defensive things.
Oh, okay. So
3?
3.
If you turn your head at a certain angle and look at it, it looks like a kitten.
Let's take it home.
This is D&D. You could take it if you wanted.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep that.
Okay. You go over to it. You tear it off the wall, fold it up, and put it in your backpack. Make sure you add that to your blueprint that slightly resembles a cat. Okay.
Okay, well, let's check out this last room over here.
All right. So you come into this room, and on the floor is a person, well, half of a person, who was wearing brown robes, now very heavily stained by blood. It says a similar L-shaped, or not L-shaped, but corner workbench. It has, actually, give me an insight check.
+5.
Oh, okay, 9. That's pretty good. Okay, so you think it's strange that this workbench still has intricate pieces of machinery on it, but whatever was being worked on is gone. And then on the corkboard, you can see where whatever was pinned to it has been ripped off. You also find the other half of the person.
Can we check to see if he has anything valuable on his person that the killer might not have noticed?
This is D&D. Absolutely.
Have to.
No, you don't have to roll. So yeah, you found his legs and stuff. So yeah, you rifle through his robes. He doesn't have anything of value. He does have a key.
I'll take the key.
Okay. And it is actually engraved.
What does it say?
It says, or not engraved. It has like a
Inscription?
That would be engraved. Like a metal tag hanging off of it, affixed by like a thin piece of chain, and it says Tinker Room L2.
That must be the room they're in.
Could be.
Or I suppose a different over here that we didn't get to.
Could be, says Braun. He says, try the door. Try lock it.
Okay. So that one, shut it and lock it?
Okay, yeah. You
Or try
yep, you shut it, lock it, and it does indeed appear to be for this door.
to. Did the other doors have locks?
They did, but none of them were locked.
That's odd. Is what's disappeared in this one have to do with that room?
Make an insight check. So this was...
This was the kitten
Oh,
one? Or was that the...
I'm trying to think of...
This one was the most broken.
Oh, yeah, this is the one that was smashed up, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you made an insight, right?
+5, so...
17. You don't think so. Something about it, you have this gut instinct that they're not related.
Okay. Is there anything else to check out in this room?
You've searched it pretty much top to bottom.
Okay, so let's go... Let's try and go back over this way.
Okay, so you head back out into this main chamber, and then to the west again, where that metal portcullis is. It is still down, and that hallway had been illuminated by torchlight, and the torches have gone out.
Can we check the hallway again to see if there's any secret levers?
Yeah, give me a perception check. This is D&D. So you are feeling around for any secrets, and you actually do. You find a brick that feels like it can be pushed in. You push it in, and you hear like the sound of stone moving, and then you take 2 points of damage. An arrow at about stomach level fires out of the masonry.
Ooh. Do I get hit by it?
You do.
Okay.
Take 2 points of
Oh,
damage.
yeah.
So make sure you're at 8 now.
Do I erase?
Well, you have your maximum up there, and then this is where your or your current goes. All right.
Okay, so... Is there anywhere to hide in there, or do I have to go back out the other way?
What do you mean?
Like, any...
No, it's just a smooth
Blank.
stone corridor.
Okay. So I run back out this way?
Okay.
Can I go up the stairs, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try going up the stairs since I know I've kind of gone through everything.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're pretty sure you've kind of looked over everything down here. All right. So, you come up. Unfortunately, this is going to bother me. The picture isn't quite right. Okay, so yeah, you come up stairs and you find yourself in a courtyard. There's about 15 feet up to the Do you want me to turn this? Or
Oh, no.
good? Okay.
These are the same upside down.
Okay. To the so on all sides, you can see sort of the inner part of the courtyard. about 15 feet up are slanted wood tile or slanted wood shingles that come down. So this sort of outer perimeter is shaded. This is all open courtyard.
Okay.
Grass, and then in the center is
Thing blocking the staircase.
sort of there is the railing, and then around that is stonework, like a stone path, and then that extends out this way. And then this is all stone around the outer perimeter of this courtyard as well. So a little bit of grass and flowers, but...
So this is like a wall.
Where?
Like this right here.
Well, this is shaded by the wood above.
Oh, but it's like a walkway.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And then there are very ornate looking, very tall wooden doors set into this. There are double doors along the north. And then there is a set of doors further east on the north. And there is a set of double doors here. And you can, from where you're standing, you can see there are doors set fairly close to the edge, to the north, or sorry, to the west and east sides of the south wall.
And I came out right here, give or take.
Yeah, you and Braun.
Let's try these ones.
Okay. Braun says, we better be careful though. We don't know how many more of these people there are. So you come out into, or you go through these set of double doors. There's a long creek as you go through. And you seem to be in some kind of dining area. There's a long table that's set in the middle of the room, surrounded by chairs. There's a door set into where the wall sort of extends out to the east, or not extends out, but is inset to the east, and then to the south is another set of doors. And on the eastern wall is a great fireplace that is unlit.
Let's look in there, in the cabinet.
Okay, yeah, so you go to the north, and there's this, it looks like a cabinet door. You pull it open, and it's got, like, you can see shelves with table settings and folded tablecloths and such.
Okay. Let's see what's behind that other door. Maybe there's an escape through there.
Okay, so you come back into the dining area, you go through the south, or to the south door, pull it open, and you can see a kitchen. There's a stone countertop set into the eastern wall with a cooking hearth, sort of a wash basin set into the wall right where you come in. And there is, you can just barely see a door that's open. It looks like a pantry or something along the south. And as you come in through the doors, somebody walks out of the pantry, not looking up. He's got a loaf of bread in his hand. He pulls it apart and he takes a bite, and then through like a full mouth, he says, "Did you find it yet? Hey!" And then he spits the bread out. "Who are you?"
Who are you?
No, who are you? He's got the same crimson robes on.
Nobody. Can I attack him?
Yeah, this is D&D. So he's standing here. You're standing, we'll say here, and then Bronze right behind you. So you want to roll for initiative?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you a round of surprise because he was not expecting to see you.
Okay.
So let's roll initiative. Here's your D20.
Oh. 7.
Okay.
But do I add anything to that or no?
Yeah, so check out your initiative box there. You had a 1.
So 8.
Okay. Alright. Man, you roll 8 a lot.
That's a common number to roll.
Okay. You get a round of surprise.
So can I attack?
Yeah. So you get a round, and then after that we go into initiative. So what do you want to do?
Just hit him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Not in the head.
Okay. Are you just your quarterstaff?
Yes.
Okay. You're not going to shillelagh him?
What does that do again?
That's where you make your quarterstaff like magical.
Oh. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Can I do that every time?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Oh, then yes.
Okay. Alright, so same as before. You're within range too. So he's right here, you're right there. That's 5 feet. So, because your quarterstaff only has a 5-foot range. So,
Oh, okay.
So he spits the bread out. You know, who are you? And then immediately roll your. Okay. Plus.
Strength?
Well, you did shillelagh, so you actually get to add this one, which I believe we determined was 5.
I think so.
Okay. It was your proficiency plus wisdom, right?
I think it was 5. Because there's 3. Where's proficiency?
It's up here.
Oh.
3 plus 2? 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So 16. Yeah, that's a hit. So now you roll your 1d8 and you add 5 to that.
This?
Yep.
10.
Okay. Yeah, you bring it into his stomach. He expels a tremendous cough and blood. And then he steadies himself on the wall. He's still up, but he's not looking great. Alright, so now we go into initiative, and it's actually his turn.
Okay.
So the first thing he does is he tries to yell, "Help! Help! Prisoners are escaping," but it's more like a "Help!" The wind has been knocked out of him, and probably also half of his lung has been knocked out of him. And then he fumbles for a dagger and he tries to lunge it into you. Oops, that was yours. I assume I rolled it though. So, does a 17 hit you?
So what do I do?
Does it?
I don't know.
So, you would compare that to because he's making an attack against you. Compare a 17 to your armor class. And if it meets or beats your armor class, it's a hit.
Where is that at? Oh. It beats.
Okay, yeah, so that is a hit. So, with surprising speed, he's actually able to shiv you with his knife. He does 1 point of damage.
So
you would deduct 1, yep.
When do they come back?
You don't get fully restored until you either do something to, recover it, like cast a spell or drink a potion. Or you take a long rest. Or you take a short rest and spend a hit dice.
Oh, okay.
And then you had an 8, right? So it's your turn.
Okay, so I...
You just do the same?
Okay.
I was asking if you were going to do the
Yes.
same. Okay. So 14 plus 5?
Why do I keep forgetting? Oh, that was the 2 together.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
You can write it in there if you want. Like in addition to that, just so you remember how the calculation goes. Okay. So yeah, a 19 is definitely a hit. So now you roll your damage. And add 5 to that.
5. It's 10.
Okay. So yeah, he lunged in, got you with the knife, nicked you with the tip, and then you bring the weight of your quarterstaff down, like on his hunched over body, and you crack his spine. You hear the audible crack, and then he slumps to the ground in an unnatural position.
Guess you can't answer my questions.
Do you say that?
Yes.
Bron just says, damn.
Are there any other doors where he came from?
You can go check it out.
Hidden doors? Yeah.
Yeah, so you come in here, and it is a food pantry. Though looks like it's been pretty picked over.
Okay. So let's go back out into this.
Did you want to do a perception check in here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What's your...
+3.
So 20? Okay. You notice that one of the shelves is slightly pulled out, and you can feel like a draft of air.
Let's check this out.
So yeah, so you find actually that there's a sort of a hinged mechanism, and you trigger it, and you find it's very easy to pull this out. And there is a... Sorry, there should actually be a wall right here. There is a little passage that you could crawl through.
Can Braun crawl through it too?
Yeah, you can both fit.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, let's go in there.
Although it is only big enough for one of you to be in at a time.
Okay.
So yeah, you come into a sort of walled off little 5x5 section. You can see very high above you there are little slats in the wall that are like almost like windows, and you can feel cold air rushing in from. And then set into the western side of it is another hinged mechanism. This whole area is filled with cobwebs and dust. So it's
not used very often.
Yeah.
Can I try pushing on it?
Yeah, so you activate the thing, and a chunk of the wall effortlessly and silently slides open, and you see a long corridor in front of you, running east to west. Set into it at regular intervals are doors, and then along the far edge of the corridor, far wall of the corridor, is another wall.
Okay.
Or another door.
Let's check out this first little room.
Okay. You go in there. Braun's right behind you. It is a ransacked bedroom. There are 2 beds on either side, and a writing desk with a chair. Both the beds have been flipped on their sides. Their clothes trunks have been emptied out and just casually tossed aside. The desk is... everything on it has been pushed onto the floor.
Can we see if we see anything good?
Yeah, give me a perception check. Nope.
Let's check the next room.
Okay. You go down the hallway. Go into the next room, and it is the same situation. 2 beds that have been ransacked, desk, everything's been flipped over on.
Is this where the monks slept?
Give me an insight check. +5?
Yeah.
So a 10? Yeah, based on the fact that there are beds, you'd say it's safe to say that this is where the monks slept. Okay.
Okay, let's check the next room.
Same thing.
Let's go to the next room, see if there's any.
Okay, you come into this room. One of the beds is ransacked. One of them is just fine. And the desk is untouched.
I wonder why just the one.
Brown says, luck, maybe?
Should we look closer at it?
Can't hurt.
Do I add anything to that?
You were gonna, what kind of check were you gonna make? Insight?
Yeah.
17. So, yeah, you can tell very purposefully this is untouched. And you can actually see that there is, the desk has been used relatively recently. There is a pool of still slightly wet ink on it, though there is no letter, just the quill and ink pot.
Is there a way to check and see whose room it is? Or who's staying there?
There doesn't seem to be any indication.
So that person must still be alive, unless they were one of the guards?
While you're sussing all this out, Bron lifts up the mattress and he pulls out a thin booklet.
What's in the booklet?
The outside of it simply has a picture of... Oops. Why do I keep doing that? 3 thunderbolts. All sort of converging towards one point.
This must mean something. Do you know what it is?
He thumbs through it. He says, I don't like the look of this.
What's in it?
Looks like it's talking about how fantastic of a god Talos is.
Who's Talos?
He's the kind of god you tell your kids about when you want them to behave. If they're not good followers of Talos, will get them. There's been rumors now for a couple years that a cult near my hometown set up shop, but I don't know what that would have to do with this. I don't know what interest they would have in a peaceful monastery.
Unless that's just their cover.
You think that this monastery is involved?
That, or someone took over it to look like that.
Could be.
Can we do any more insight checks?
You think you've pretty much got a read on the room.
Okay, let's check this last room in this.
Okay. So you come into this room. There are tables, like half-circle tables. They're built into the wall here, and here, and here. There's also a door here in the western wall. There's a door in the northern wall, and then there's I forgot to put it on here, another door here. So there's a door on the northern wall that leads back to that central courtyard, and then there are 2 more set into the north and west walls.
Is there anything on the tables?
They've been, whatever was on there has been scattered on the floor.
Can I pick up a piece from the floor?
Yeah, yep. It looks like obviously a book of some sort, or like a half of a book. The back half has been ripped apart, but it looks like a historical document, maybe.
Can I keep those pieces?
Yeah.
Okay.
The title of it is The History of Bearjaw, Volume 2. Though you only have the first half of it.
Okay. Let's go in this room.
Okay, so you open this and you're greeted by blinding sunlight. This is another courtyard.
Oh, okay.
There's no real path or anything. It's all just grass. Shrubs are kind of growing. Raspberry bushes down there, and some over here, some over here. There's also a figure of a person right here. He seems to be chained up.
Can I whisper to him?
You want to go up to him?
Yeah.
So he is slumped down against the wall, bolted against the wall with chain. Like somebody's driven iron spikes into the wall to hold him in place, and he is looking down at the ground. He doesn't even look up when you approach.
Who are you?
He doesn't look up at you.
Why are you chained to the wall?
Without looking at you, he says, let's get this over with. I don't want to play your games.
What games?
I hear what you do in the chapel.
I don't think that's me in the chapel. What are you talking about?
He looks up at you. You can see he's got the same brown robes on as the person who was cut in half. He is very surprised at what he sees. He says, "You're not with them, are you?
No.
You've got to get me out of here.
How?
We need to get far away from this place."
But what's going on?
The screaming. Oh, the screaming has been horrible.
I search for ways to undo the locks.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Oof. Let's take a quick break.